One of the perks of inheriting your grandfather's farm, ditching your corporate job, and moving to Stardew Valley is that after a little hard work, you're going to end up with money. Lots and lots of money. And being the philanthropist that you are, I'm sure you're going to want to spend as much of that money as possible on things like shopping local, supporting small business, and improving your community.
Am I right or am I right or am I right? Right.
So with that in mind, here are all of the most expensive purchases you can make around the valley, including how to get them, what they do, and if they are worth it. So starting with the least expensive item first, number 17 on my list is a spouse portrait. One of these adorable photos of your spouse is going to run you 30,000 gold. Obviously, you have to be married to unlock it, but you also have to get to your 14 heart event. After the 14 heart event with your spouse, their portrait will appear at the traveling cart, and it will always be there. You don't have to go on a specific day. And these are so freaking adorable. Yes, I am trying to collect all of them, and yes, I know that that's terrible. Which leads me to item 16 on the list, a divorce. I know a divorce isn't actually a thing that you can buy, but it costs 50,000 gold, so I had to put it on the list. If you don't already know how to get a divorce, you just need to go to Lewis's house, click on this box right here, and then when you wake up the next day, your spouse will be gone. But they won't forget that you hurt them. Number 15 on the list is the Junimo furniture catalog, which after purchasing will allow you to get all of this cute furniture at no additional cost. And this one I would say is worth it for Junimo lovers or maybe avid decorators and collectors. Otherwise, it might not be. If you want the Junimo catalog, it has a 10% chance of appearing at the traveling cart, but only after you complete either the community center bundles or the Jojo development form. Next up is the third farmhouse upgrade, which gives you a cellar. It comes with 33 casks, so you can start aging cheese and wine, which is very profitable, although the cellar itself can house as many as 189 casks. So obviously, having a cellar is very worth it. If you're not interested in aging your cheese and wine, you can also just use the extra space for something like a mini museum or a cute basement bar. Number 13 is the upright piano, which serves absolutely no purpose outside of being a decorative item and I guess a place to sit. This bad boy is going to run you 100,000 gold. And if you want it, you can purchase it at the Magic Shop boat at the night market. I bought it because I wanted to have every item, but I don't know if I'd say it was worth it. I personally think that the dark piano is actually a little bit cooler, which only isn't on this list because you don't buy it with gold, you buy it with coal. Next up is the Alien Rare Crow. This item you don't technically purchase with gold, you have to use the casino coins, but assuming that most people would rather purchase the casino coins than literally gamble for an eternity to get this many, it's gonna end up costing you 100,000. The most difficult part about getting these is just having to sit there and buy these coins forever, which I have spent a lot of time doing because prior to the update, this was the only way to display your hats. Now we have the mannequins and I am so grateful. So Alien Scarecrow, probably not worth it. Next up is the Retro Furniture Catalog, which also has a 10% chance of showing up in the traveling cart, but with no additional requirements. This one's a little bit more expensive than the first catalog. It's gonna cost you 110,000 gold, but I say it's freaking worth it because it is by far the cutest furniture catalog in the entire game. Just my opinion. Next up is the Wizard Catalog. It's 150,000 gold. Same thing as the others. It's worth it if it's worth it to you, but it does have some really cute furniture in it. You can find it at Krobus's shop down in the sewers. And at number 9, we have what will be the very last furniture catalog on this list, and it's just the regular old catalog that's been around since 1.1. This one's gonna cost you 200,000 gold, and you can get it from Robin at the carpenter's shop, but only after completing the community center bundles or the Jojo development form. Or you can get it for 1,000 calico eggs during the desert festival, but like, why would you ever do that? That would be so difficult. Not worth the eggs. I do think it's worth the money though, because it gives you a lot of furniture. After you've fully upgraded your farmhouse, you will unlock a couple community upgrades and the prices just keep on climbing. For 300,000 gold, you can unlock 6 different shortcuts around town that will help you get around the map a lot easier. So this first one will take you from Leah's cottage right over to the beach. And this one is particularly helpful because you can take this path to get to the beach even during times that a festival is being set up in town. Then there's another one from up in the mountains that will take you down to above the movie theater. And then there's another one right here that will take you from town up to the mountains. And the shortcuts will also add a little walkway to this island right here so you can get there quickly, along with a flight of stairs which connects the tunnel left of the bus stop to the backwoods. And this is the only other one besides the first shortcut that I showed you that you can go through on your horse. The rest of them are too narrow and you will just have to walk. And then the last one is south of the museum. There's a hidden little walkway that will take you down to the beach. But before you're able to unlock the shortcuts, you have to get Pam a new house. When you first start the game, Pam and Penny are living in a sad little trailer and they don't have much space. But if you choose to, for 500,000 gold, you can get them this beautiful house with more space and much more curb appeal. Now, the cellar upgrade, Pam's house, and the town shortcuts are all going to be available through Robin at the carpenter shop. Now we're getting to the really good stuff. What's even better than taking those shortcuts around town is just warping yourself there with an obelisk. There's the earth obelisk, which will take you to the mountains, and the water obelisk, which will take you to the beach. Each of these are going to be 500,000 gold. And then for 1,000,000 gold, you can get the one to Ginger Island and the one to the desert. The obelisks can be purchased from the wizard after completing the Goblin Problem quest, with the island obelisk appearing only after you have unlocked Ginger Island. And if you'd like all 4 of them, which is required for perfection, in addition to the 3 million total gold cost, you are also going to need 10 each of earth crystal, clams, coral, coconuts, cactus fruit, dragon teeth, bananas, and a total of 45 iridium bars. And I feel like it's so obvious I don't even need to say these are definitely worth it. So much easier to get things done in the game when you have these. For the next items, we're going to be going back to the casino and we're going to have to buy a lot more of those freaking coins. So at the casino, you will find 2 wallpaper choices and a flooring choice. These are both new items as of the 1.6 update. One of these wallpapers is going to run you 100,000 gold, and the other one, which is used to decorate the casino, is going to cost you 1,000,000. The flooring choice is also going to cost you 1,000,000. I thought these looked pretty cute for my in-home arcade, but I'm still waiting for an update where wallpaper can be taken down, because if I ever decide I want my arcade in a different area of my house, I'm going to be out $2 million for decor. Number 4 on the list is the Statue of Endless Fortune. When I first played, this was my first big purchase and I had no idea what it was. But I remember like stressing a ton if I should actually spend $1 million on it when the game doesn't tell you what you're going to gain from it at all. Every single day, this statue is going to give you either a diamond, an iridium bar, an omni geode, or a gold bar. Unless it happens to be a villager's birthday, and in that case, the statue will give you one of their loved items, but it is always of the lowest quality. So they're definitely worth it, especially if you're working on friendships. You can buy as many of these statues as you want, and they're one of the easiest ways in the game to get iridium bars. To get a Statue of Endless Fortune, you'll have to go visit this real shady looking character here in the casino. Number 3, I debated on including in this list because you only are allowed to purchase it if you're past year 25 in Stardew Valley, which I know doesn't apply to most people. But on the off chance that you're that far in the game, you can now, as of update 1.6, purchase a tea set. The tea set will cost you $1 million, and there's only a 5% chance that it will show up in the traveling cart, again, after you've reached year 25. But I do have another video on my channel that will give you tips on how to increase your chances of getting the tea set at the Feast of the Winter Star, which used to be the only way that you could get it. If you are past that 25-year mark, there is an online tool that you can kind of cheat with. You just upload your save file and it will actually show you exactly what day it's going to appear in the traveling cart. I'm only at year 23, but once I get to year 25, if I remember to go to the traveling cart on Friday, the 19th of winter, I can get what would actually be my 3rd tea set. And at number 2 on the list, my very favorite item in this game. This is hands down the best purchase anyone could make who's playing Stardew Valley. It is the Return Scepter. The Return Scepter will warp you right back to your farmhouse from anywhere in the game instantly. It is a lifesaver if you want to stay out mining late or you just lose track of time. I use this thing constantly. If you want one of these, you can purchase it from Krobus down in the sewers for $2 million. And that brings us to number 1, the single most expensive item in the game, which will cost you a whopping 10 million in gold, the gold clock. You can purchase the gold clock from the wizard only after completing the goblin problem quest. Having this clock prevents any debris from appearing on the farm or on Ginger Island. It doesn't affect grass, that will still appear normally, but trees will not randomly appear on the farm, and it will also keep your fences from decaying. And then as of the 1.6 update, you now can actually turn the clock off. So for an example, if you wanted a lot of weeds to grow because maybe you were grinding to get the living hat, you can just walk up to it and turn it off. You'll see an hourglass here to indicate that it's not working. And then you won't have to demolish your clock just to get the living hat like I did. I don't know if I would say that the effects of it are worth $10 million, but being the most expensive item in the game, it is a little bit of a flex. So I would say overall worth it, especially because having a golden clock is required to get perfection. And that's going to wrap up my list of the most expensive items that you can purchase in Stardew Valley. I hope this video gave you all of the information that you need so you feel very ready to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to see more Stardew Valley content, please don't forget to like and subscribe.